Behind his jab, he throwing straight punches. He going to the body, going in up and down. He just got to tighten up a little bit on his defense. But
the pound-for-pound #1 spot is never set in stone. Well, especially in a sport driven by opinion and debate. Fans and analysts argue about it constantly, but one of boxing's most dangerous fighters has made his stance clear. David Benavidez, known as the Mexican Monster, recently spoke about Terence Crawford, and it wasn't a challenge, it was praise. At 168 pounds, he said Crawford didn't just beat Canelo Alvarez, he broke him down. A smaller fighter moving up through the weight classes had managed to dismantle someone once considered untouchable.
Mount Rushmore of boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Fuck yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great.
David Benavidez knows what it takes to succeed at the highest level. A multi-time champion who has never been defeated, his words about Terence Crawford carry real weight. This wasn't casual praise. In a sport fueled by ego and rivalry, Benavidez did something rare. He didn't just compliment Crawford, placed him among boxing's all-time greats, comparing him to a member of the sport's Mount Rushmore. To Benavidez, Crawford isn't just another elite fighter, he's a once-in-a-generation talent who has changed the game.
Because, he beat, he did something that I didn't think he was going to do. He beat Canelo. That's 3 weight classes going up, and he made it look pretty easy. So
praise like that carries extra weight when it comes from a real threat. After watching Terence Crawford move up through weight classes and capture titles, David Benavidez gave him full respect. But what stood out most was what he highlighted next. When asked about Crawford's greatest strengths, Benavidez didn't mention speed, footwork, or his ability to switch stances. He pointed to something you can't teach: heart. He admired how Crawford stood his ground against a bigger puncher like Canelo Alvarez, even while already controlling the fight.
Crawford's ability to stay focused in the fight, and not only just to stay focused in box, but he also got rugged in there. He started balling with him towards some late rounds. That's something I appreciate in a fighter. He was already up. He could have chose to just box, but he went in there and he tried to brawl with him in the last round. So that's really what impressed me.
Crawford wasn't satisfied with simply winning. He wanted full control. That hunger drives him, fueling his need to prove himself in close fights and secure decisive victories, even when risks are high.
Both of them good fight for, I think it's more important for Crawford than anybody, but I think if anybody could beat Canelo, I think Crawford could.
Yeah, I know you said he could be the guy. What kind of a chance do you ultimately give him?
I think you give him a 7 out of a 10.
Oh, wow, that high. I thought you were going to say 25.
Crawford is good. Crawford is good, and I think he's been known that he's going to fight Canelo for a long time. And Crawford, he likes to pick up the weight, so I'm sure he's been working on the weights for a long time. So, Crawford, when he has with a person that has a big IQ like that, if you do enough weights, and you stay working.
David Benavidez believes that's the true key to Terence Crawford's success. It's not just his skill that makes him dangerous. The ruthless mindset behind every punch. According to Benavidez, that competitive edge is something Canelo Alvarez has lost over time.
But honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over Mayweather. Because of going up, you didn't see Mayweather go up from 147 to 168. That's crazy, bro. And honestly, I thought Crawford was gonna have more of a hard time because he had a hard time with Madronov. Yeah. So imagine going up to it. That's crazy. But I don't want to take nothing away from Mayweather. Mayweather is the greatest of all time. But I think that was a really big risk that Crawford took, and then he ended up winning. So you have to give credit to that too. That's a big risk. That'd be like me going up and fighting Usyk right now. Heavyweight.
I know that's been kind of hinted.
I'm not thinking of that right now. No, but that's kind of like how that'd be. So you have to, bro. That's a lot of, he has.
Crawford also served as a critique of Canelo Alvarez after Crawford cemented his place among the all-time greats. David Benavidez used the moment to highlight Canelo's decline, explaining that the loss wasn't due to fading skills or diminished power, it came down to arrogance. According to Benavidez, Canelo entered the fight thinking he could overpower Crawford with a single big shot, and that mindset ultimately cost him everything.
I kind of felt like that could have been me. That was my moment. You know what I mean? If I would have gone in there, I know I would have beat him. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be a hater, but that's kind of how I feel. But you know what I mean? I give all the flowers to Crawford. You know what I mean?
That should have been me in there. That should have been my.
If I would have got that fight, I would have been me. I would have been the one getting my hand raised. But like I said, it didn't happen, and that's why it didn't happen.
David Benavidez emphasized that arrogance has no place in boxing. Warning: that underestimating or disrespecting any opponent always carries consequences. In the end, he noted, the same ego that helped build Canelo Alvarez's legacy was also what led to his downfall.
Serious in Canelo, which is kind of weird because, you know, the amount of money that Canelo was making, and I know all these people say, oh yeah, you know, talking shit about Canelo. I'm not talking shit about him. He just didn't look like he really prepared 100%. Just throwing 10 punches around, or I think it was his ego is that big that he thought that, oh, I'm just gonna walk through him, catch him with a good shot, and it's gonna be done. As you can see, Crawford is a different type of fighter. Not only has he had the boxing IQ, he has that dog in him. He was in there. He was brawling with Canelo like in the 8th, 9th, getting the best out of him. Boxing, he's epitome of a great boxer. There's a lot of lessons to be learned in that fight. You know what I mean? If you really want to make something come true and you really believe it, you can make it come true. And then the other lesson is, don't let your ego get the best out of you, and don't think that you don't have to prepare because you're a bigger.
7 with Canelo Alvarez no longer holding. The throne attention quickly turned to the next big super fight. Terence Crawford, known for his killer instinct, was set to face one of the sport's most relentless pressure fighters, David Benavidez. It felt like a true passing of the torch, the new king confronting the one yet to be crowned a battle. For supremacy in the 168-pound division, the buzz was immediate. This was the right fight at the right time. But soon, a new question emerged.
Bro, my plan is after this fight, I want to go down to 154. No, bro. I'm done with cruiserweight. You know, I want to take this opportunity, though. Yes, I say cruiserweight. I want to take this opportunity to, you know, congratulate Crawford. You know, he put a hell of a performance. He's up there in the Mount Rushmore of the greatest fighters of all time. And, you know, let Crawford do his thing, bro. You know, at the end of the day, I have no interest in fighting Crawford. I have no interest in going down to 168. I mean, yeah, it's nice that it would be dope winning all titles, but I'm way past that at 168. You know, I've found the only reason I wouldn't even go down to 168 for Canelo. And I'm just being real with you, you know, and let Crawford do his thing. Let him have his, let him, I want to give his flowers, man, because he's a great fighter, man. When there's no other fighter that's coming up from 147 to beat a type of fighter like Canelo at 168, you know, when Crawford, you know, he's one of the greatest of all time. So, you know, I have no interest in going down to 168. I'm not saying that I'm scared of Crawford or whatever.
Blunt, no-nonsense statement, David Benavidez shut the door on what could have been boxing's biggest fight. His message was clear: let Terence Crawford run his own division. By stepping away from 168 pounds, he effectively handed Crawford the crown in the eyes of many fans.
I still got it at 50-50. Benavidez good, but Canelo is, you know what I mean, great. We just gotta see the fight, man. We all want to see the fight.
Do you think he gets him to the body? Because Boo was landing a lot of body shots.
I don't know. That's why I said we gotta watch the fight. You know what I mean? It's a different style, different type of fighter. You got two strong fighters going head to head.
Is Canelo the only 68U fighter? Would you consider?
So why would the biggest name in the division choose to move up instead of chasing legacy fights? That's the part many overlook. David Benavidez has had a complicated history at 168 pounds. A two-time world champion, he lost both belts once after a failed drug test, and again after missing weight. Making 168 was always a challenge. Now he's ready to begin a new chapter at 175 pounds and possibly even cruiserweight, shifting his focus to new threats like Artur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol, and Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez, 4 titles in the higher divisions.
For his belts at cruiserweight. So we're already in talks of that, you know, and then that's definitely a fight that has to happen because I used to spar him when I was 18 years old. All the way, you know, I sparred him a lot. So I know that's a pay-per-view fight. So it was a pay-per-view sparring session, so the fight is going to be, you know, way better. But yeah, definitely, that's in my sights. You know, I definitely want to go up to cruiserweight. You know, I want to be a reigning.
Even with the respect David Benavidez holds for Terence Crawford, He's choosing to step away from the 168-pound throne not out of fear, but out of recognition and a desire to pursue bigger challenges.